David?
All right, Madison, thank you very much for that. Joining me now is Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson. Senator, I got to say, she keeps upping the ante on these fibs that she comes out with. I mean, there's just no other way to describe it. Maybe there's some worse ways to describe it, but I won't do it on family television program. But to say that Donald Trump stole millions of dollars of wages from workers after the inflation that we have seen, which has robbed workers of their purchasing power to the billions, some might even say the trillions of dollars when you add it all up. I mean, who's got this story right?
Well, first of all, David, she's lying. Do you think the legacy of the corporate media are going to call her on it? There's a great article in the Federalist publication just documenting 25 lies she told during the debate. So again, you cannot believe anything that comes out of her mouth. She doesn't know what she's talking about. But you know what I want to focus on is what President Trump is focusing on, the hardworking men and women of America. I mean, all of his tax proposals are focused on people who work tirelessly, who work hard, provide for themselves and their families. That's what our focus should be on. And the fact of the matter is, if we do nothing, a lot of the tax cuts, most of the tax cuts expire. And that's almost a $5 trillion tax increase just right then and there. Throw on top of that Kamala Harris's tax proposal, where she's increasing the corporate rate, which would harm the economy. She wants to tax unrealized capital gains. We're, again, forcing people to sell assets. That will tank markets. She wants to put in wage and price controls, which will reduce the supply of goods, drive up inflation. Again, the most devastating stat, I think, out of the Biden administration, well, there's so many of them, the open border, but I mean, in terms of economically, the fact that it does cost Americans more than $1,000 per month just to maintain the standard of living they had because of their 40-year high inflation, because of the massive deficit spending, which they want to continue. Their war on fossil fuel that they want to continue. So, again, it's just a shame that the legacy media don't call her on this, don't hold her accountable for the devastation to working class men and women that the Biden-Harris administration have wrought on our economy.
Yeah, well, we call her out, but I don't want to make him more angry. But at the same time, I got to put out something that she said, that picking up on what Biden said, and she repeated it in the debate on Tuesday night. She said the Trump tax cuts were just for billionaires. We know that 65% of taxpayers, even the New York Times admitted this, 65% of taxpayers got a tax cut as a result of the Trump tax code that was put in 2017. Then she said it cost $2 trillion. Well, as a matter of fact, it brought in an extra 47% of revenues in the 5 years from 2017 to 2022. As you can see here, almost 48% increase in revenue. That's an increase of about $1.5 trillion. So it didn't cost $2 trillion. It made $1.5 trillion as there was more economic activity. Shouldn't Donald Trump just over and over and over again be pointing that out?
Yes, we always, when we score these things, it's a static score. Doesn't take into account that dynamic impact of economic growth. Right. And so prior to the COVID pandemic, that tax cut had been pretty well paid for itself. Then, of course, you had the COVID recession, and that obviously harmed things. But again, federal revenue is up. The problem is federal spending is up grotesquely. Yes. In 2019, federal government total spending was $4.9 trillion. This year, we'll spend almost $7 trillion. Our population has grown about 2% since that time period. Spending is up 65%. There's no justification for that. That's what's caused the 40-year high inflation. That's what's caused interest rate increase. That's what's caused the pain American families are experiencing.
Yeah, and that's what put a hole in American workers' pockets. That's where the millions and the billions of dollars have gone, towards inflation. That's the worst tax of all. But she was also claiming that manufacturing was a great success. Over the past 3 months, we have lost manufacturing jobs. We lost about 8,000 manufacturing jobs in June. In July, we had an uptick, but only of 1,000 jobs. The total job loss, because in August we lost 24,000 manufacturing jobs. In the past 3 months, we've lost 31,000 manufacturing jobs. How could anybody claim success on the manufacturing Trump with a record like that?
Well, because she has the media in her back pocket by and large. But no, the sad fact, and this is unsustainable, is so much of our economic growth, so much job creation has come from deficit spending, from government spending, from government jobs. Again, you want to grow the private sector. That's what's sustainable. That's the golden goose, and that's the golden goose the Democrats are trying to kill.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what has created this great country that we live in, is the private sector. The more trillions you take out of it and hand to the government, the less productive a country you'll have. I want to switch gears for a second because the Secret Service investigation of the July assassination attempt on Donald Trump is really turning up a nest of hornets here. And even your Democrat colleague, Dick Blumenthal, suggested that. I want to play a soundbite of his and then come back to you. Roll that.
I think the American people are going to be shocked, astonished, and appalled by what we will report to them about the failures by the Secret Service in this assassination attempt on the former president.
Senator, shocked, astonished, and appalled. That's coming from a Democrat. What can you tell us about what would lead him to say things like that?
Well, first of all, aren't we already shocked, appalled, astonished by the failure, this spectacular failure? I mean, you don't need to know a whole lot more. We'll get into more details. We are going to issue a bipartisan preliminary finding here within the next couple of weeks. Again, it'll be bipartisan. It's extremely important. But, you know, I was in the same briefing with the acting director Rowe. And by the way, this is exactly how they slow walk you. They come and they meet with you. They don't give you much new information. It did allow me to, just go through the laundry list of things that we haven't gotten yet. I mean, we still haven't been able to interview sniper that took out crooks. We don't have the 302s. In other words, the transcriptions from the FBI interviews. So it'd be very handy as we go into our interviews. We can learn an awful lot. We don't have trajectory reports. We don't have the autopsy report. The House does. We don't have toxicology reports. Again, we don't know what did you do with the crime scene? Did you recover bullets?
Right.
Again, there's so much that really just not being disclosed by the FBI and the Secret Service.
Well, do you have the bipartisan support? I just played the soundbite from Senator Blumenthal. He's along with you then. I mean, can you break this log jam of information with a bipartisan group of senators quickly?
Well, they need to start issuing subpoenas, quite honestly. Again, this is kind of, I hope, the last chance for Director Rowe and the FBI to come clean and start turning over documents, unredacted, make available the key witnesses we need to talk to. If not, again, I don't have power to compel testimony. I'm not the chairman. It'll take those two to actually start issuing subpoenas. I hope they're willing to start doing that.
Senator Ron Johnson, great to see you, Senator. Thanks for being here. Have a great weekend. We appreciate it.